Today we're starting a new series. This is a 15-minute meal series. Specifically today, we're going to be doing 3 15-minute ground beef recipes that you can make when you really don't feel like cooking. And you're going to be able to make them for real in 15 minutes. Before we even start, I want to go over the ground rules here. Tara, what are they?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to be timing you, Jim. So I will have a timer running. If you hit the 15-minute mark and you still have a little bit to go, continue. And then we're going to show the audience just exactly how long it actually took you. We're hoping you can get it in 15 minutes, but we will see. The other rule here is that the ingredients have been prepped ahead of time, which someone can easily do at night.
Absolutely.
Or, we're also going to be, for one of the dishes, we're going to be making a pasta. The water is already going to be brought up to boiling. Do you want to talk about
water coming up to boil is inactive time. There will never be, you can never do a 15-minute recipe with noodles or spaghetti, pasta, which we're going to do today, but we'll do noodle dishes maybe in the future, or say potatoes that you need to parboil. You would never be able to do it because the water would take 10 minutes to boil and you'd already be out of 2/3 of your cooking time. I hope that's understood. I mean, I think, I don't want it to be implied. I'm telling you right now what those rules are. The other ground rule is we're gonna be doing these essentially in real time, but if there's a really boring spot to it, then we will push forward maybe a couple minutes. But what I don't want to do is make a 15-minute meal in 30 seconds, a 30-second TikTok, and say, take my word for it, I did it in 15 minutes. Because there's nothing worse, and they're littered on Google on page 1 and 2 when you search. People telling you 15-minute meal, and then you look at it and there's no way in heck 15 minutes, there's no way in heck you're gonna do it in 45 minutes. So we're giving you today what we're saying we're gonna do. We're telling you right now what we're gonna do, and you're gonna be able to call me out on it. The final part of this is that the taste tester is gonna tell me, are any of these recipes worth even making? Just because they can be done in 15 minutes doesn't mean that they're gonna be good. Now, I think they're going to be good. I think all 3 of them are going to impress him today. But he's going to tell me, and you trust him. So that's why we're going to bring him in. And it's kind of like where the rubber meets the road when he comes in here. He might say they all suck, right?
Yeah, definitely a possibility.
So I'm going to do these the same way I do my other cooking videos. I'm going to show you all the ingredients in the beginning. We're not going to mess around here, okay? We're still going to do it the same way so you can actually make the recipe. But these are just going to be done in 15 minutes today, each one. Okay, recipe number 1. We always go over the ingredients for all of our recipes, so we're going to do it today for all 3 of these. We have 1 pound of ground beef. By the way, I'm making Korean-inspired beef bowls, okay? I think it's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be anything unique here. If you Google this, you will find 9,000 recipes that all have the same ingredients. I'd like to give credit to somebody for this, but I can't because they've all have the same recipe. It's like I don't even know which one to give credit for. 1 pound of lean ground beef, okay? Not 80-20 for this. So I'm using like 90-10. It wasn't even labeled in the store. It just said ground sirloin, which is typically 90-10. We're gonna sear this beef, so I'm gonna have to sear it quickly, and we'll make a sauce. That sauce is a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, okay? A 1/4 cup of low sodium soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. And then my little trick to this one to make it different than every other recipe, I'm using 1 teaspoon of hot red pepper flakes instead of a 1/2 teaspoon that every recipe used, okay? That's it, I'm serious, okay? The taste tester might say it's too spicy. Those are all gonna be mixed together. To finish this up, after we sear the beef, we're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of fresh ginger that I grated. I have 5 cloves of garlic that I minced. And then we'll put in our sauce after we sear our beef really well. And then we will put this, let it cook for a couple minutes, and then put it over rice with some green onion and sesame seeds. This is the easiest one. If I can't do this one in 15 minutes, then I'm definitely not going to be able to do the 2 that are after this. All right, let's do this. Okay, Tara, set the timer.
Okay. And
I guess I'm cheating a little bit here. This is, if you're using a stainless pan, which you're going to get a better sear on it, you got to heat it up for a couple minutes, okay? So this has been warming up. We're starting the time now. Let's make sure our pan is hot enough. It is. So neutral oil, I'm just putting a little bit there, like maybe a drop. Okay, that's our ground beef. I want to get a really good sear on this beef. So I got my heat a little bit more than medium. And I'm just gonna push it down now to spread it out. If you don't have one of these, just use like a fork or like a heavy spoon. That's gonna help it brown a little bit quicker because it's gonna ensure that the beef is getting better contact with the bottom of the pan.
Are you gonna flip that with like a burger?
Yes, so it's easier if I just put it together and let it brown, and then I can flip the other side, brown that side,
Okay.
and then I can use a meat masher or something to break it up more. So that's good. While that's going, let's mix up our sauce. And Tara, you know, you can tell me what the time is as I'm doing it, but this one's easy. This is a piece of cake, all right?
You sound very confident there.
Well,
I don't know about that.
Listen, I'm not that confident about the next one.
Okay.
The next one is going to be the potato one. That one I'm not as confident about. All right, so, and I'm the cameraman here today too, doing this, okay? That's a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. That's light brown sugar, but you can use dark. Okay, that's a 1/4 cup of the low sodium soy sauce. 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. That's just sesame oil from what, Trader Joe's?
No, that's Japanese sesame oil.
Okay. And then 1 teaspoon of that crushed red pepper. Okay, just mix this up until it dissolves. Now, I guess even simpler than this, you could use the gochujang sauce. Did I say that right? Gochujang?
Gochujang, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, gochujang sauce. How much time has elapsed?
3 minutes and 18 seconds.
Oh, that's a lot of time already.
Yeah.
Wow. See, I gotta get this brown. Like,
Yeah.
you want almost like crispy bits on this beef here. You don't want the beef to be gray for this dish because really that's all you have for this. Like, you want
True.
that.
Gotta be good. And the rice you're using is just like leftover rice from last night, right?
Yeah, so leftover rice for this. You cannot cook rice in 15 minutes. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could
if I had water boiling, I could throw it in and boil it.
Or
but
you could get a microwavable rice that's already pre-cooked.
yes, yeah, microwave. They actually sell the sticky rice. I think it's a Korean brand. It could be Japanese. Costco sells it. It's like in a box in individual packages, and like supposedly it's even better than any rice. Like they use it all the
Really?
time in Korea. So, but we don't have that. All right, let's see. Let's take a little peek to see if we're getting brown enough. Not really. I need some more time.
I'm not gonna lie, Jim. Feeling a little anxious for you here.
This is going to be once my beef is browned, then the sauce goes in and then it's done.
Okay.
The other ones are going to be a lot harder. See, this is why 15-minute recipes are a scam. Everybody's lying to you. I think they are.
You are at the 5-minute mark. 5 minutes has elapsed.
All right.
All right. Countdown is on. No pressure.
I mean, like, maybe like put the broiler on and put this in a pan, like a sheet tray. That would have done it better. All right, it's a little brown. It's not as brown as I would have liked it. Okay, that's actually good. All right. You believe in me now, Tara?
I do, but I'm a little anxious. I'm not gonna lie.
Just a couple minutes here. I'm going to turn up this heat even more.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little. I don't know if this was a good idea at all. No, it's going to be like, yeah, the potato one is going to be tough. I know already.
Yeah.
And then the last one, the last one too. I just got to get it. It's got to get browned enough.
So would you sacrifice the browning of the beef to make it in 15 minutes, or would you rather go like to 17 minutes?
I'd rather go a couple minutes over.
To make it better.
I would. Because without it, like, you don't need the brown to beef for like a bolognese or something like that. It's not nearly as important.
Yeah.
This is long cooking. There's a ton more flavor going on. But here, it's like, we kind of like, this is almost like simulating like bulgogi, like the nice seared meat. So you really want the crispy bits. How much time?
You are at 7 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yikes.
That has elapsed.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right, I got to go in here. I got to do
Yeah.
it. I don't have enough time. So, I already show you how much I messed that up. I should have been filming this the whole time, but I was filming this the whole time. I need a producer. It was browning nicely. Okay, this is very lean meat. I'm turning up to high. Almost high. I have to. You worried? How much time do I have?
9 minutes has elapsed so far. So you got 6 minutes. Countdown is on, Jim.
Yeah, I know. Lowering it back a little bit again. Have to. Okay, garlic, ginger, need a spoon. I just want to cook this till it gets fragrant. Don't worry about all of the stuck stuff on the bottom. We're going to be able to remove that once we put in the liquid. Oh, that smells good.
All right, you have 5 minutes left.
Got to get that ginger more incorporated or the taste tester is going to get a big bite of ginger.
He likes ginger.
Yeah. Okay, lowering the heat a little bit more now. Here's our liquid, our sugar, soy sauce. I might have put a little water in here too. In fact, I'm going to do that. First, I just got to get a little bit. I got to get it off the bottom of the pan before I put it in. It's not enough liquid there. Okay, that's looking good. Nice, better brown spots now. Okay, liquid. There's a lot of sugar in there still. I'm going to get a little bit more water.
Smells great.
Right?
That ginger. Ooh,
Oh boy.
smells delicious.
Okay, I'm just gonna let this simmer for about 2 minutes, if you got 2 minutes.
You have 3 minutes left.
Okay, we're good, we're good. I needed that water to get all of the brown bits off the bottom of the pan. See, now my pan is clear. I couldn't just rely on the soy sauce and the sugar mixture. It wasn't gonna happen. And don't worry, if say you did too much liquid, just turn your heat up and just evaporate it. But this is perfect, okay? That's done. I'm turning off the heat. Go in there like this. Okay. There is recipe number 1.
That was 13 minutes and 41 seconds.
Smells really good. All right. So now the taste tester's not going to be able to try these for, probably an hour and a half from here. Let's go to the next one. I think they get progressively harder. Maybe I said that already. I don't know. Probably did. I probably said it like 5 times. We have 1 pound of Yukon Gold potatoes that I cubed pretty small. I wanted to cut them pretty small because I need them to cook fast. And by the way, we're making a ground beef hash right now, okay? So this would be great with poached eggs or eggs fried in olive oil on top. So that's not part of this, all right? But, you make this, put it on the side, then you fry up individual eggs for everybody. You can make a full dinner out of this one. Really simple. In addition to that 1 pound of potatoes, I have 1 medium onion, okay, that I diced. I have 1 pound of ground beef again. I think this is 90-10 beef. It might be 95-5. It's all the 3 pounds we bought for all 3 of these recipes. We just divided it 1 pound each. We have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. I have 3 tablespoons of butter, and I have more green onion that'll go over it. This is a really nice base. We'll put in salt and pepper too. It's a really nice base for just a hash. And I'm using ground beef, but obviously you can use corned beef. You can use ground pork. You can use ground chicken for this. There's a lot of ways to go. My water is boiling, okay? So we talked about inactive time. That's inactive time. My salted water is boiling. It's ready to go. First thing I'm gonna do, okay, when we start the timer is put these in the water. They're gonna take at least, I gotta just 7 minutes, 10 minutes. I gotta get them soft. This is a challenge. Okay, so again, I'm using another stainless pan here, but I think for the final one I'll use, and you could use like a hard anodized pan, it's fine too. Stainless, you gotta heat up. I'm heating this up, and now you're actually gonna be able to see me do the ground beef on this camera for this one, and I'm gonna do it basically the same way. Tara, start the timer now. Okay. I wanna show people, these potatoes are hard. These are hard potatoes. These are not cooked at all, okay? We're gonna try to do it. I just dumped them in salted water, okay? After 5 minutes, I'm just gonna check them. I'm gonna cross my fingers, hope that they're ready. Okay, this pan should be hot enough. And it is. Okay, same thing again. I'm just using a touch of neutral oil here. This is avocado oil. Okay, don't need a lot of it. Same thing. And then I'm going to spread it out again. I'm just trying to get contact with the pan, the whole pan, so the meat will brown quicker. Now, I don't need to get this meat as brown as I did the other one. All right? The other one, it was critical for that dish. Like, it needs like those like crispy parts. For this one has the combination of the potatoes, the onions, and the butter at the end to make it nice. I'm going to check those potatoes.
It's only been 2 minutes. Just
Yeah,
so
I
you
know. They're not even close.
Yeah.
This one might be a complete bust. I'm not confident.
So this is good for breakfast or dinner or even lunch.
Yes.
And I know you talked about adding the eggs, but you don't necessarily need to. You could just eat it on its own.
Not at all.
Maybe like with a salad or something.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, but the egg is nice. You can also, if you wanted to speed this up even more, instead of, my personal preference would be for a couple fried eggs in olive oil. They get really crispy on the edges. No better way to do a fried egg, like regardless of what people say. But then it would take time. So you can just take a dozen eggs and scramble them, and then you're doing this for 4 people. Divide this by 4. Divide the scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
You're set. Little toast on the side. You always gotta have toast with your potatoes. Yeah.
Carbs on carbs.
That's right. That's what diners do. Yeah. This one I'm gonna have to speed up this process. I gotta get the onions in too. Yeah, so this is what I did before, but I got it browner. Okay? That's not bad. All right, I'm just gonna spread out as best I can here. And do that again. I'm gonna turn up the heat even higher now. There's a lot of liquid, okay? There's a lot of the water in the beef. It's gonna evaporate. There'll be some fat there, but not much because it's very lean. I mean, I do like this because it definitely, some of you many of you might, you might be bored.
You're at 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Has
Yeah, you might be
elapsed.
bored with this, but you might actually really like that I'm doing it in real time. Let's check the potatoes. I just grabbed 2 little potatoes there. Get in there. Okay. I'm gonna say they have to be pulled in 3 minutes. I can't let it go any longer than
So
that.
at the 8-minute mark?
Have to.
And they'll continue to cook in the pan
Yep.
with the beef.
That's right.
Okay.
I just don't have any more time now, and I got to get the onions going too. Okay, so I'm going to start breaking up the beef. Okay, and actually, while I break up the beef, I'm going to put the onion in the other side. So here is 1 teaspoon onion powder, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon paprika. It can go in now. It doesn't make a difference, okay? The onions are still gonna cook.
Jim, I don't remember if we talked about this before, but we're using ground beef.
Yes.
You can use other ground meat. Like
Any
you can
meat,
use
yeah.
turkey, chicken.
Yeah, I said
ground
before.
pork.
I think I did.
Oh,
No?
maybe you did.
Maybe I
Okay.
didn't. I don't know. Everything is blurring now because it's
I know.
real time. Like when I do these videos, I'll be able to stop the camera. Like when any YouTuber cooking videos, they stop it like all the time, okay? Rearrange the camera.
This is pretty close to live.
Yeah. Putting salt on here, okay? About a teaspoon of Diamond Crystal kosher salt. Okay, see that's getting nice and brown there because I just left it alone.
You're at the 8-minute mark.
I'm at 8 minutes, okay. All right. That can sit like that. I'm turning that off. I need to get all the water out of these potatoes.
Smells good.
Yeah, I gotta let that. Yeah, so I actually gotta put a little bit, I do need a little bit of water in there so the potatoes, they can go in there with that much liquid. Okay, potatoes. And look, they're pretty much, they're cooked. So how much time do I have?
You have 1 minute and 45. I'm sorry, 5 minutes and 45
I was
seconds.
like, that's not, no way am I finished that.
5 minutes, 45 seconds.
Man, I needed a way bigger pan for this, but should have used a 14.
You're good.
So what I'm gonna do now is I need to switch it up. I'll tell you, they got all these new like fancy spatulas. Nothing beats this thing. I've had this thing for like 30 years.
It looks like it's been around for 30 years.
Yeah. All right.
It smells like breakfast.
Yeah, it's getting very brown now, so what I'm gonna do is I'm lowering my heat back to medium. I'm going to put my butter in there. The butter goes in the last couple of minutes, but we can put it in from now.
You have 4.5 minutes left.
Oh, I'm good. See, I got a lot of, like, too much brownness. I gotta rotate this pan. Yeah, to be honest with you, I think I overcooked those potatoes. So I was worried that I wasn't gonna have enough time, but they're actually too soft. But that's fine. How much time do I have?
You have 40 seconds and 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I would put liquid in here, like a little beef stock or water, but I don't want to do that now at this point. I want it to just get brown or mush a little bit on these potatoes. Should have left the potatoes bigger. You see that? I was too worried that I was going to run out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is a lesson,
Yeah.
right? It was a challenge to yourself,
was.
challenge for the audience, and with every challenge comes a lesson. You have 3 minutes.
It's good. It's just the potatoes are too soft. But I still need to cook it.
If you're going to do this at home, pull the potatoes at
5.
6 minutes, 5 minutes.
Okay, so I can like hear it now. It's browning the bottom, and it's best just to like leave one side like that, or just even like use this just to flatten it. But you know, if you had like a Blackstone griddle or just a larger pan, spread things out more. Time?
You have 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Are you going to plate this?
I'm not going to plate this one. This one I'm just going to throw into a plate for him. All right, so I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to put in some green onion. So here it is. You can't see it from this camera because it overheated, but this is ready to go.
And you're at 14 minutes and 54 seconds, Jim.
There you go. All right, let's taste it. Make sure it's good. So I just hit the time. My pan got very brown at the bottom. This would have been better to use the hard anodize. You know, this wouldn't have happened here. Or if you got more time, deglaze with like beef stock. Good. Needs more salt. And that's pretty much it. I'm the least happy about this one. I say that already without even doing the third one yet. But the third one's kind of in my wheelhouse. Okay, so we are making probably what's the most difficult one in the amount of time, 15 minutes. We're gonna do a meat sauce that actually tastes good. Now, ultimately, the taste tester is gonna tell you, is it good or does it stink? And I'm not too confident about this because meat sauce in general needs to cook for a long time, and ideally it needs to be left in the fridge overnight. These dishes are hard because, like, when you go to a restaurant, every dish in a restaurant is already prepped ahead of time. So like this, they have the big pot of sauce, they get an order, even their pasta is like almost boiled, throw it in the water, done, call it, push it out, okay? They're not making this to order. They don't make anything to order. They don't make risotto to order. They make nothing to order, okay? They make your steak, but steak only takes, you know, a few minutes in a snake broiler or whatever they're using, okay? I digress. We're gonna make this from scratch in 15 minutes. We're gonna attempt to. I have 1 pound of ground beef again, all right? It's the same beef that we've been using, so it's the last third of that ground sirloin that, did you purchase that from Uncle Giuseppe's or Whole Foods?
It was Uncle Giuseppe's.
Uncle Giuseppe's? Yeah, they didn't label it, they didn't tell you what it was, so we think it's 90-10. By the way, I have my water boiling already, okay? So that's inactive time. My salted water is boiling for my pasta. So 1 pound of meat, we have 1 28-ounce can. I have crushed tomatoes to speed up this process. Buy high quality crushed tomatoes, they're totally fine. I'm only gonna dress a ½ pound of pasta, so you're not gonna need all this sauce, so I'll show you at the end when we do it. You could take some off to the side. 1 small onion, finely diced, 8 cloves of garlic, minced, ½ teaspoon crushed red pepper. I have 2 to 3 anchovy fillets right here, okay? This is gonna amp up our flavor dramatically. Why am I using that and not, say, Worcestershire sauce? Because Worcestershire sauce doesn't belong in Italian food, okay? Ever, all right? It just doesn't, you know? And like, this will make it meatier. It will give it more oomph in that 15 minutes that we have here. Pecorino Romano is gonna give it more oomph than, say, if I used Parmesan cheese. So we're gonna put this on at the end. We'll toss it, I have a half a cup of dry white wine that's going to give it a little bit more oomph, zing, whatever you want to call it. I have a half a pound of spaghetti right here. I am going to start my spaghetti literally right when we start cooking, okay? But we're not going to start cooking until my pan is properly heated. Okay, we're ready to go. I have this pan. This is a hard anodized. I have it heating up right here. Start the timer right now.
Okay.
Okay. Tara's starting the timer for 15 minutes. We had to let that camera cool down, so it's been a little while since recipe number 2. All right, Tara, this pasta to Checo on the box says 10 to 12 minutes, so we're going to cook this. You let me know at the 9-minute mark, and I will test it. All right, this is going in salted water, okay? Salted water for our half a pound of spaghetti. All right, I'm making spaghetti because we're making spaghetti with meat sauce. Spaghetti stinks, though. You should use linguine, all right? Like you just should. You should never use spaghetti for anything. It's just not good.
It's fine.
I agree, linguine it's not as good as linguine. It's never as good as linguine.
Let's argue about it for the next 15 minutes.
We can. Actually, that'll give us a lot of material right now. Okay. Actually, but nobody would ever argue with me that spaghetti's better. There's not one person in the world who's going to say spaghetti's better than linguine. All right.
There is, and they'll definitely comment here.
It's not. It's not even a little bit inferior. It is so inferior. It is. So I'm using this thing again. By the way, if you don't have one of these, it's linked in the description, okay? Just like the one I use, but you can use anything. You can even use a cast iron pan that's a little bit smaller and just push it down in there.
Don't delis use like a brick wrapped in foil?
Yeah, they use a brick. The delis I worked at, they didn't even use the bricks. What they would do is they would take the whole big hotel pan, say like a bacon or whatnot, they would just throw them right on the grill, you know, let them warm up. Because they were going to use 100 pounds of bacon, 50 pounds of bacon that day, whatever. Some ridiculous, obnoxious amount of bacon, because that's what they were making, bacon, egg, and cheeses.
Bacon is not something that should be part of a 15-minute meal. Do you agree? Doesn't it need to cook slowly?
Bacon's hard to cook fast. If you try to like cook it really fast, it'll burn the outside, and then you'll still have like the fat on the inside.
Yeah.
I always say that. I mean, that's why I didn't start with pancetta here or anything.
Yep.
All right, I'm just gonna make sure my spaghetti's not sticking. If you like these videos and you want us to do more, which we would really like to, give us a break here. This is our first run on this. But if you like these videos, we'll do a ton more. We'll take your ideas for them. Let us know. Leave the comment, okay? Let us know what you liked about this one or what you really hated about it. Okay?
Yeah, be honest.
So again, I'm browning the meat here. This meat does not need to be browned as well as the first recipe.
You are at the 4-minute mark right now.
4 minute?
Yep.
All right, again, I'm not going to be able to get this one as brown as the other one. I'm just going to flip that part. Going to add that down one more time. How much time do I have?
You're almost at the 5-minute mark. So you have
5-minute mark?
You have like another 10 minutes and 10 seconds.
All right. We're doing all right. Okay, the tomatoes I'm going to open. Gonna watch out I don't get splashed with that fat and a lot of water coming out of that beef.
You have a bunch of meat stuck to your thing.
Oh.
This really is like alive.
It's live. It pretty much is. I mean, there'll be some cuts here, just like you can tell that this is actually happening in 15 minutes. All right. So there's a lot of liquid in this pan here, okay? I'm going to turn it up to evaporate it. It's going to start splashing, so I'm going to put that over there. Tara, how much time do I have?
You're at the 7-minute mark right now.
I am not confident here at all.
You have
all right, I don't have enough time.
You have 8 minutes left.
Yeah, I definitely don't have enough time. I'm putting the onion in now, okay?
Yeah, you better get that going.
Yeah, the onion, I'm going to give a minute or two ahead of the garlic, then the garlic needs to go in. Okay, I just made a little bit of room in the pan like we did before with the beef. Yeah, I got to simmer sauce. I mean, this is not going to happen.
You better get it going. Get it going.
Yeah, I can't. What do you want me to do?
Hurry up. You're giving me anxiety.
Oh, okay. Maybe the viewers are getting anxiety too. I'd rather go over by a few minutes than make something really bad.
Okay.
All right. I'm just saying, and I knew this one was going to be the hardest. Yeah. Putting the garlic in too. All right, normally I would let the onions go for about 5-6 minutes, but there's not enough time. And by the way, we can speed things up if we have 2 or 3 pans going. So then you could do the beef and do your onion and garlic and combine. Yeah. But I'm trying to do everything.
Then that defeats the purpose of doing a 15-minute meal because then you're spending like 20 minutes cleaning up because you got to wash 3 different pans.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like not make everybody get 100 100 pans out.
Yeah, yeah.
How much time do I have?
You're almost at the you're 20 seconds away from the 9-minute mark, and then that was when you were supposed to check on your pasta.
Okay, let me check the pasta. Not even close.
All right.
Let me get it all back in. Pasta needs another 2 minutes at least.
Okay.
All right, that's all we can do here. Okay, anchovy was supposed to go in earlier with the garlic. I'm putting it in now. Gonna just press it down so it'll dissolve. I need it to dissolve. Just gonna try to keep moving it around. You can see almost most of the liquid now has evaporated from the pan, the water and the beef, but we're out of time. Okay, hot pepper. Again, I would let that go for a couple seconds, at least like 30 seconds, a minute, can't. Putting the wine in, turning the heat up to high. I want to evaporate this completely, okay? I wouldn't normally do this. If I was doing a long cooked sauce, it doesn't matter. It gives more flavor if you let, do a half evaporation or even just a little bit. But now we got to just evaporate this. We got to pull the liquid out and we're going to get the tomatoes in.
And you got to get some pasta water too.
Yep, I'm going to take the pasta water. I don't think I'm going to need any pasta water, but the pasta's not done yet.
Another minute?
Yeah, what is it? Was that 2 minutes or not?
It's almost 2 minutes. You're like 20 seconds shy of it being 2 more minutes.
I'm just going to take a little bit of pasta water from that pot in case I need it.
You're at the 11-minute mark.
All right, I don't have time here.
4 minutes left.
Yeah. I got to let this evaporate more. All right, let's let that go for a sec. I'm going to dump the pasta. So listen, I'm doing that for now. You can put a touch of olive oil on it. You never do this. You always want to let your sauce always needs to be waiting for your pasta, not the other way around. Today, because we're doing a 15-minute meal, my pasta's waiting for my sauce for a few minutes, okay? But to really cook pasta, to cook sauce, you always make your sauce, you let it wait.
You're breaking all sorts of rules today.
I know.
It smells good.
It's just not, it's not going to come together this quickly. There's no way it will. A little bit of salt.
You could have done a marinara in this time.
Yeah, but I've done that so many times. I feel like let's make it a little bit more difficult,
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of black pepper.
This is also proof that you don't have to buy a jar of meat sauce.
Oh, no, anybody who buys a jar of sauce, like, it's the wrong channel. Like, we've talked about that 100 times. Like, I just don't do it. And honestly, I wouldn't even make a jarred sauce and sell it to you because it's all garbage. It's all crap. Every single brand, okay? Like, we did a taste test. I think it was Victoria one over Rayo's, but they both sucked.
Nothing compares to homemade.
They don't taste like you made it.
Nothing compares to homemade.
Yeah. Okay, I got to pull the water out of here, which I'm doing. It's very high. Normally, I wouldn't cook it this high.
You're at 1330, Jim.
Okay. So I don't need all this sauce for this much pasta. I'm going to basically turn this to very low. I'm going to take about half of this sauce out of here. You can always put it back in with our pasta.
You definitely don't want to oversauce the pasta.
That's right. You never want to oversauce. Okay. This is a 1/4 cup of Pecorino Romano. Okay, again, I would normally just sauce everything better before I add it in, but I'm just doing it.
You have 30 seconds left.
Okay. I'm not gonna, well, if I need another minute, I need another minute. The pasta was not, it wasn't completely done when I pulled it. I gotta check it.
You just hit 15 minutes.
Okay. It's good. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna pull that off. Not quite done yet. I gotta make sure that it's perfect.
All right, I'm gonna keep the timer running then.
Yeah,
until it's perfect.
It actually has a very good flavor. I'm surprised.
Yeah, you were not confident about this one.
Yeah. Okay, and you don't need to oversauce it, like Tara's right, but we have plenty of sauce over there.
Tell me when you think it's completely done, and I'm gonna hit stop on the timer.
It's done. I think the taste tester's gonna love it.
Okay, it's 15 minutes and 55 seconds. So I'd say
I say I did it.
I'd say you did it. I mean, I know you went over by almost a minute, but.
Now it's on. Taste tester's coming down right now. James, thank you for being here. He came home from school. This has been cooked 2 hours ago. This has been cooked about an hour ago. This has been cooked very recently, okay? Just so, we're getting kind of the steaks down. You want to start with the earliest one?
Sure.
And I wanted the beef to get really brown in this one. Might be hot at the bottom. Like steam hot. So this is a Korean inspired 15-minute bowl with ground beef, brown sugar, soy sauce, hot red pepper, sesame oil. Very basic ingredients. Little green onion, sesame seeds to top it out.
And of course, rice, your favorite.
And it dried out a bit after 2 hours, but you could just add more of that sauce and just reheat it, and it'll be fine.
That's really good.
Good. Now this one I think would be much better with an egg. This is a ground beef hash. So it's potatoes and ground beef seasoned fairly mildly.
I feel like that one would be good with some like cheddar cheese or something on it.
Cheddar, I think an egg would be perfect on that.
Yeah, no,
nice
an egg,
fried egg on
definitely.
it. Or a poached egg.
Yeah.
I was worried I didn't have enough time. I overcooked the potatoes in this one a little bit.
Yeah.
This one just came out. This is a fresh one.
Oh.
A fresh
As it is. It's a fresh meat sauce. And I have plenty more sauce over there if you just want to taste the sauce.
I think it's some sauce. I think I'll do the order, best to worst. The first two were a little hard. I think the third one was pretty, easy. But this one and this one were my first two. I think just because this one was fresher, I think it made it the one. I think if this one was the fresher and this one was made 2 hours before, I think this one would be the one. But those two are both very good. This one, it was just, lacking things like cheese or an egg, something like that. Maybe some seasoning even. It's just it wasn't enough.
The other thing we want to know is, do you think it's worth making something in 15 minutes or should you just take the extra time?
I think that...
Yeah, are these meals even worth it or are they just not as good as my regular meals?
I think that they're all worth it. Beef and potatoes, and they all have beef and carbs. I'm honestly gonna give this one a 10.
Nice.
This one a 9.5. And this one...
Yeah, I think that one deserves a 5.
Doesn't deserve 5. It wasn't that bad. It was just maybe 7. I think a 7. It was just lacking.
Yeah.
Some things I think it would have been probably a solid 8.5, 9 if it was had some
Fried egg on there?
fried egg.
What about a poached egg? You know when you get the hollandaise?
Yeah, that would have been really
and
good.
then it would run all on top of it. Yeah.
But I think it's definitely worth making. They're all good. Like I said, just make an egg with that one. Super easy.
Let us know if you like this type of video. So we had a couple hiccups. We lost that one camera overheated. The beginning one, I didn't even have it on or it was pointed the wrong way. We're learning here. These are very close to live videos, the way we filmed this one today, versus the other way are very, they're very controlled and pretty. We still try to keep this instructional, we showed you everything. And again, we're just waiting for your feedback. It doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. Tara, you have anything to say?
No, this was fun. It was exciting. I was definitely feeling anxious throughout watching. I wasn't sure if you were going to make the 15-minute. I mean, it's all self-imposed stress, but it was definitely exciting to watch, and I liked it.
Yeah.
This one, they're all very good for 15 minutes.
Awesome. All right, thanks, and we will see you next time. The second recipe I'm saying right now, I screwed it up, okay? Oh, God. Jesus. The water. Look at it. It's all over the place.
Jesus, it really is. Why is that happening?
It's a little high.
Okay.
It's boiling.